Thank you, Amrita, and for the wonderful introduction. And like the work that you guys are doing in Mumbai is just fantastic. And yeah, coming back to the topic of Rajdhani ke Raj, Delhi's cultural heritage. I think just a little bit more about me is that I am an engineer from like educationally, and then I started my career with Paytm and then Google, and then eventually I realized my love for the city. Like while I was studying in college, I realized my love for the city out of the homesickness. And when I started searching about the city, which is Old Delhi or Shahjahanabad, I realized that there is a very little content that is published on the internet about the cities, and especially major things about the like old Delhi. When it comes to Old Delhi, people were mostly publishing about the Kareems or the food that you can easily find in the famous Matiamal Street, and about the 1857 revolt and a lot of things. But there is little to cater to the city's culture. And I realized the gap is there, and then I try to fill that gap up. And then I eventually created a page called Purani Dilli Ki Baatein on Facebook, and that's how my love affair with the city started. And I started documenting Old Delhi on the pictures, like by clicking pictures, writing about it. But there were numerous conversations that happened in last 9 years. And I remember the first blog that I wrote is about a library. Someone from my social media like messaged me that there is a small library in Old Delhi. To the fact that I got amazed that पहाड़ी हिंदी के ऊपर library कहाँ से आ गई? Because this is such a narrow lane, and such a it's a very it's an area where you cannot predict that there is a library in a very small room. And out of the curiosity, I went there, and the moment I entered into the library, I saw a collection of some 20 to 25,000 books. And out of these, some 300 books were rare books. And I think that was the point I realized that I should write about it. And I created a blog called, created a WordPress blog and published my first article. And that's how the journey like level up to the next level. And that was the time I started going to the library regularly. I was in Delhi for 6 months, and for my training, there's a 6 month training in engineering. So, and then I eventually started going to this library, and in this library there are various people used to come to the culture that I see in this library is a Delhi itself. कि बहुत सारे शायर आते थे, intellectuals आते थे. There are people who were regularly discussing about Delhi's culture and all, and everybody was resenting that this used to happen in our time, that used to happen in our time. मुशायरा होते थे, कैलीग्राफियां हुआ करती थी, या इस स्पॉट की ये हिस्ट्री है, and there's a huge collection of Delhi books. And that small room with the intellectual discussions of the people who are of my father's age, who are of my grandfather's age, introduced me to the Delhi's culture. That and the story that they were narrating was completely different from the era I was living in. Just to quote, it is like 2015 or 16. And I never witnessed these kind of activities happening in Delhi, but they were the moment they discuss about this, these things happening in the city, and that was the culture. I think that was my first introduction to the culture of Delhi. And then I started deep diving into it by interviewing a lot of people, coming to the library, talking to the people who are in their 60s, 70s, or 80s, and to the fact the oldest person I have interviewed is a 106-year-old person. And he was the companion of Bhagat Singh. And with the freedom fighters. So the stories that they were narrating, that this used to happen in our era, I like try to recreate it by reviving these things, these events, with the help of these people in the small old Havelis. And I think that was my initial point of like leveling up the Purani Dilli wale ki baatein from just a Facebook page to just a cultural organization, and it eventually developed into a cultural organization. And just talking about कि उस टाइम पर मैंने जरूरत महसूस करी कि like there is no one talking about the culture of Delhi. What is the culture of Delhi? Delhi has been a seat of throne for like many civilizations. आप इंद्रप्रस्थ की बात कर लें, या आप तुगलक एरा की बात करें, या आप लोधी एरा की बात करें, दिल्ली सल्तनत की बात करें, मुगल्स की बात करें, टू द फैक्ट ब्रिटिशर्स की बात करें, या फ्रीडम like after the India got independence उसकी बात करें, तो it was always important seat. और दिल्ली like जो पुराने दिल्ली वाले हैं वो उसको दहलीज भी बोलते हैं, दहली बोलते हैं, कि दहलीज से ड्राइव करा दिल्ली या दहली. और and like the meaning is, if you want to enter into the country or the Hindustan, then this is the important landmark where you are just entering into the city and you can easily manage the north of it. And it has become the entrance point for the many rulers who ruled this country or managed this country. So तो दिल्ली हमेशा से एक अहम हिस्सा रहा है हिंदुस्तान का, और दिल्ली का अपना कोई एक स्पेसिफिक कल्चर नहीं है. दिल्ली ने पूरे हिंदुस्तान के कल्चर को अपनाया है, अलग अलग सिविलाइजेशंस के कल्चर को अपनाया है. तो आप यहाँ पे दिल्ली के अंदर आप ईद भी देखोगे, आप होली भी देखोगे, दिवाली भी देखोगे, टू द तो इन एवरी फेस्टिवल यू फील द एसेंस ऑफ इट. तो दिल्ली इज अ मिनी वर्ल्ड इन इटसेल्फ. और शाहजहानाबाद कहा जाए तो शाहजहानाबाद अपने आप में एक हिंदुस्तान का एक कहते हैं ना मिनिएचर मॉडल है. So I just present my window, and so that I can walk people through the documentation, the history that I have done in past 9 years. So the reason behind choosing this painting, so this painting is by very famous like painter, company painter, Madar Ali Khan, and this is his miniature art painting work. एंड इसमें आप देख सकते हो कि जो शाहजहानाबाद का एक कल्चर आप इसमें देख सकते हो कि यहाँ पे मीना बाजार का एक मंजर कशी करी गई है. कि पीछे आप देख सकते हो कि पीछे जामा मस्जिद है, कबूतरबाजी हो रही है, पतंगबाजी हो रही है. उसके अलावा इस कॉर्नर के ऊपर गालिब बैठे हुए हैं, मुशायरे चल रहे हैं. एंड देन यहाँ पे खरीदो फरोख्त हो रही है बाजार के अंदर. और ये लाल किला के अंदर जो मीना बाजार होता था, और मतलब नॉट एग्जैक्टली इस मीना बाजार की, बस यहाँ पे कुछ हिस्सा मीना बाजार का दिखाया गया है जो कि टेम्परेरी बाजार होता था लाल किले के अंदर. और ये कुछ उस्ताद खालिद जो चीफ आर्किटेक्ट, वन ऑफ द चीफ आर्किटेक्ट थे शाहजहानाबाद के, उनका कूचा है. और अभी भी ये एग्जिस्ट करता है. दुकानें कुछ हद तक ऐसी ही दिखती हैं. तो मिनिएचर पेंटिंग में उन्होंने जितने भी एलिमेंट थे वो दिखाने की कोशिश करी गई है. जैसे यहाँ आप कबूतरबाजी देख सकते हैं. तो एक लाइक इस पेंटिंग में एक जो भी पेंट लाइक मदर अली खान जो पेंटर हैं, उन्होंने पूरा पुरानी दिल्ली के कल्चर को या शाहजहानाबाद के कल्चर को दिखाने की बखूबी एक कोशिश करी है. यहाँ पे पीतल का काम हो रहा है, चिताई का काम हो रहा है. यहाँ पर आपका कैलीग्राफर्स बैठे हुए हैं, यहाँ मुशायरा हो रहा है. यहाँ पे आपका आप देख सकते हैं कि झरोखे हैं, और जो आपका तवायफे होती थी, तवायफों पे अगर आप चावड़ी बाजार की तरफ चलें तो वहाँ पे आपको ऐसे ही झरोखे मिलेंगे घरों के ऊपर, कि वहाँ से तवायफे अपना झांका करती थी. और टू द फैक्ट तवायफे जो आज के टाइम पे आप देखते हैं, दैट इज अ कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द Shahjahanabad era. They were much respectable. They have a great influence in the Shahjahanabad culture and the court. And जितने भी नवाब होते थे या फिर जितने भी प्रिंस होते थे, उनको तहजीब सिखाने के लिए तवाइफों के पास भेजा जाता था, उर्दू सिखाने के लिए तवाइफों के पास भेजा जाता था. And eventually the whole concept got corrupted when the British started ruling in India. So this painting is not available publicly, but we have few copies that if anybody wants, then I can send over the email. So this is how this is one of the rare pictures that I come across in last few years, and like this is the viewpoint. आज यहाँ पे दरियागंज है, यहाँ पे हार्डिंग ब्रिज होता था, और हार्डिंग ब्रिज से ये पिक्चर ली गई है. और these buildings don't exist anymore. Probably ये 1857 से पहले की पिक्चर है. Photographer is unknown. And this is a postcard that is published by Muhammad publication, and it is available online on Amazon. And so basically ये यहाँ पर जामा मस्जिद के लेफ्ट साइड की तरफ आपको ये पूरी बिल्डिंग्स दिखेंगी, but these buildings don't exist anymore. So probably this is from the कस्तूरबा गांधी side. तो जो आपको इस तरीके के जो स्ट्रक्चर दिख रहे हैं, ये हवेली होती है. तो हवेलियों के आगे आपका जो भी घोड़ा खड़े होने हैं या अस्तबल होना है, वो इस चीज को खड़ा करा जा सकता है. और छोटी छोटी ये परिचितियां होती थी, जहाँ से आप हवेलियों की जो ग्रैंड हवेलियां होती थी उनकी एंट्रेंस होती थी यहाँ पर ये. और ये छोटी खिड़कियां होती थी. पुरानी शाहजहानाबाद में अलग अलग दरवाजे, जैसे लाहौरी दरवाजा है, आपका दिल्ली दरवाजा है, तुर्कमान दरवाजा है, आपका अजमेरी दरवाजा है, या कश्मीरी दरवाजा है. और इन दरवाजों की एक खासियत थी कि जिस शहर की तरफ ये डायरेक्ट करते थे, उस शहर के नाम के ऊपर इन दरवाजों का नाम रखा गया था. तो शाहजहानाबाद में एक ऐसा दरवाजा है जो ये नहीं बताता कि बाहर क्या है, वो ये बताता है कि आपका अंदर क्या है. तो अंदर वो है तुर्कमान दरवाजा. तो तुर्कमान दरवाजा जो है वो ये बताता है कि इट इज नॉट फेसिंग टुवर्ड्स तुर्कमेनिस्तान और टर्की, इट इज टेलिंग हु इज रिजाइडिंग इनसाइड. तो एक सूफी सेंट थे हजरत शाह तुर्कमान बयाबानी, उनके नाम के ऊपर उस दरवाजे का नाम रखा गया, और उनकी दरगाह उसके अंदर है. तुर्कमान दरवाजे के अंदर की तरफ दरगाह है. और ये कुछ हिस्सा जो है वो फिरोजाबाद का हिस्सा शाहजहानाबाद के अंदर भी है. तो कुछ मॉन्यूमेंट्स हैं, जैसे कला मस्जिद हो गई, रज़िया सुल्तान का मजार हो गया, या हजरत शाह तुर्कमान बयाबानी की दरगाह हो गई. ये शाहजहानाबाद बनने से पहले भी वहां पे एग्जिस्ट करते थे. तो कुछ हिस्सा शाहजहानाबाद का आपका इस दरवाजे के अंदर आपको मिलेगा. तो जिस टाइम पे शाहजहानाबाद को डिजाइन करा गया, उस टाइम पर दिस यूज्ड टू बी अ हंटिंग प्लेस. यहाँ पे मुगल अपने आके, एंड इट वाज मोर ऑफ अ वेस्टलैंड, और 3 पहाड़ियों से ये घिरा हुआ था. पहाड़ी भोजला, पहाड़ी खोजला, और पहाड़ी इमली. तो जहाँ पहाड़ी जामा मस्जिद आप ये देख सकते हैं कि एक थोड़ा सा हाइट के ऊपर है. तो इसके पीछे आइडिया ये था कि जब शाहजहां ने पूरा शाहजहानाबाद कमीशन करा और जितने बड़े मॉन्यूमेंट्स थे उनकी कंस्ट्रक्शन एक साथ स्टार्ट हुई, तो सबसे पहले लाल किला बनाया गया. और लाल किले की पोजीशन इस तरीके से रखी गई कि जमुना के बिल्कुल किनारे हो वो, और इजी मोबिलिटी हो, और थोड़ी सी प्रोटेक्शन भी मिले. तो एक तरफ जमुना के एक तरफ लाल किला है, और दूसरी तरफ सलीमगढ़ फोर्ट है. और सलीमगढ़ फोर्ट जो है वो अपना लाल किले के वहां पे ज्यादातर आर्मी कैंप्स होते थे, मुगल आर्मी कैंप्स, कि अगर कभी अटैक हो या सारी चीजें हो तो मोबिलिटी इजी हो जाए, और जमुना से आप इजीली मूव कर पाए या बच के निकल पाए. और दूसरी तरफ था पूरा शहर. और शाहजहानाबाद को इस तरीके से एस्टेब्लिश करा गया 400 साल पहले कि कहा जाता है इट इज अ सिटी ऑफ गार्डन्स, एंड इट वाज डिजाइन विद एन आइडिया कि मुगल सिटीज को मानते थे कि ये मतलब खुदा के बीच में और आपके शहर के लोगों के बीच में जो एक मीटिंग पॉइंट है, वो आपके शहर होते हैं. तो इट शुड बी द मीटिंग पॉइंट. सो द सिटी वाज डिजाइन इन अ वे दैट इट शुड बी द मीटिंग पॉइंट बिटवीन द अर्थ एंड द गॉड. एंड so it should be beautiful, it should be describe जितने वेरियस बुक्स हैं, कॉन्टेक्स्ट हैं जो अवेलेबल हैं, कि जन्नत का नक्शा निगार कैसे करा गया है, जन्नत को किस तरीके से डिफाइन करा गया है, उसी आइडियोलॉजी के साथ इस शहर को बसाया गया था। रही बात, जैसे ही लाल किले को बसाया गया तो अपने शाही खजाने में से शाहजहां ने जो खजाना था वो बांटा अपने प्रिंसेस में, अपने मिनिस्टर्स में, वजीरों में, और कहा कि कंस्ट्रक्शन स्टार्ट करी जाए। और इसी तरीके से जो मेजर मॉन्यूमेंट है, जामा मस्जिद हो गई, फतेहपुरी मस्जिद हो गई, टू द फैक्ट बाजार हो गए, फैज बाजार हो गया, या आपका चांदनी चौक का बाजार हो गया, ये बाजार एक साथ इनकी कंस्ट्रक्शन स्टार्ट हो गई। जिस टाइम पे जामा मस्जिद कमीशन करी गई, शाहजहां ने एक सिंपल सा ब्रीफ दिया, जैसे कि हर एक डायरेक्टर, एक प्रोड्यूसर अपने एक डायरेक्टर को देता है कि सिंस इट इज द सीट ऑफ गॉड, इट शुड बी हायर देन द सीट ऑफ थ्रोन। जो शाहजहां का तख्त ताउज है उससे ऊपर होना चाहिए। शाहजहां अपने आप को नशे मन जिल्ले इलाही कहते थे, विच मीन्स द शैडो ऑफ गॉड ऑन अर्थ। सो ही गेव अ ब्रीफ दैट द जहां से जो मिंबर है जामा मस्जिद का, जहां से इमाम खड़े होके सरमन डिलीवर करते हैं ऑन फ्राइडे, इट शुड बी हायर देन द तख्त ताउज, जो सीट ऑफ थ्रोन है। तो जामा मस्जिद की पोजीशन इतनी ऊंची होनी चाहिए, और इसको जो नाम दिया जाए वो जहानुमा दिया जाए। जहानुमा का मतलब होता है द वर्ल्ड फेसिंग मॉस्क। एंड तो जहां शाहजहां की इस ख्वाहिश को पूरा करने के लिए एक रेकी करी गई, जो कि अमूमन होती है। एंड दे फाइंड वन प्लेस सुटेबल फॉर इट, विच इज अप्रोक्सीमेटली अ किलोमीटर अवे, 900 मीटर अवे फ्रॉम रेड फोर्ट। और एक वो एक छोटी सी पहाड़ी थी, इसलिए जो ये आप हाइट देखते हो जामा मस्जिद की इतनी ऊंची, वो इसलिए देख पाते क्योंकि वह जामा मस्जिद को एक पहाड़ी के ऊपर बनाया गया है। पहाड़ी, कुछ लोग कहते हैं ये पहाड़ी खोजला है, कुछ लोग कहते हैं पहाड़ी भोजला है। एंड पहाड़ी भोजला अभी भी एक एग्जिस्ट कर सकती है। तो ये एक डिबेटेबल क्वेश्चन है कि ये पहाड़ी भोजला है या पहाड़ी खोजला है। सम बुक्स रेफर इट लाइक रेफर दिस hillock as पहाड़ी भोजला, एंड सम लाइक रेफरेंस रेफर इट एज पहाड़ी खोजला। और पहाड़ी भोजला अभी भी इस तरफ एग्जिस्ट करती है। सो ऑन योर लेफ्ट देयर द पहाड़ी खोजला। So that was the whole idea of building this city, that it should be the meeting place between the earth and the god, and it is designed in a way that it should be the if you go to the Red Fort on Diwan Khas, you will you will read this couplet that if there is a heaven on earth, it is there, it is here, it is here, and it is here. So the it was referred mostly for the Kashmir, but much before Kashmir, these words were said for Shahjahanabad, which is present times Old Delhi, and yeah, which is present times Old Delhi, and yeah, so the city was designed in this way. So for constructing this Jama Masjid, it took almost 5 years with a cost of 10 lakh rupees, and that does not include the cost of the stone. And the mosque was designed with an idea that it is a house of God, so it should be to a certain level. And as you can see there, all the houses are below the mosque, so it was not allowed for the residents to build the houses above the mosque. And if they want to construct it, the mosque height should be higher. So coming next to it, so this is Red Fort. The picture is taken after 1947, and there used to be a parking out there, and this is the Lahori Darwaza, and this wall which is constructed, the wall was constructed by the Aurangzeb, because just next to the Red Fort there is a Chandni Chowk, and when people used to come, and there's a direct view of the Dibane Am. So the king who was sitting at the Takhte Taos can easily see the bazaar. So in regard, people have to go down, and they just need to do the salami from a kilometer away while they are walking towards the Red Fort. And it was also for the privacy concern, for the security concern, when the Aurangzeb started ruling after Shah Jahan, he constructed this Lahori Darwaza. Sorry. So this is from the inside of the mosque, and like you can see, there's a red sandstone work and there's a marble work. that is inlaid on the red sandstone. In Jama Masjid, you will find three type of stone. One is red sandstone, one is marble, and one is black marble. And like the mosque is open for, like, it is still functional, though in 1850, after 1857, for almost a year, the prayer were not allowed by the Britishers, and there were conversations that they want to convert into a church. And it was turned into an army camp. Like the Britishers were like tying their horses, drinking alcohol, entering into the mosque with their shoes on. And after 3 years, when like Muslims were allowed to enter into the Jama Masjid after 3 years, there are a couple of families, Begum Bawal negotiated with the Britishers to allow Muslims to start offering prayer at the Jama Masjid. And there were conversation to demolish Jama Masjid as well, because most of the areas around 1,000 meters in the 1,000 meter surrounding at the near the Red Fort were raised down because of the security reasons. And the Britishers advised Britishers that if you raise down the Jama Masjid, there's just a revolt happen. If you raise down the Jama Masjid, then all your ammunition will be you will exhaust your ammunition, and if there is another revolt happen, then you will not be spared by the Indians. And that become a major factor of not raising down the Jama Masjid when Britishers were planning to raise down the Jama Masjid as well. And so this picture, coming to it, so this picture is from Delhi's first women's school, which is established by Miss Annie Besant in 1904. And this is basically the Haveli of Lala Jugal Kishore. And it is known as Indraprastha Hindu Kanya Vidyalaya. And it was in 1904, Miss Annie Besant started a campaign for the women education. And and the people like Rabindranath Tagore, Pandit Motilal Nehru, and Miss Annie Besant, Miss Annie Besant is the founding member along with the Lala Jugal Kishore. She started a campaign in Old Delhi and started convincing people in Old Delhi to send their daughters for higher education. And and there was a point when लोग कहते हैं कि लाला जुगल किशोर का हुक्का पानी बंद हो गया था, because he was teaching the women, and people were against the women education. So the school started with 7 people in Old Delhi, 7 girls in Old Delhi, with the promise that they promised that the women will be safely come to the school and go back to their school. And to ensure their security, they used to send the pelican along with 2 guards to their houses so that the girls can come to the school. And out of all the effort, they started they started with 7 girls, and eventually it became the first school with a science section in Delhi, somewhere about 1914 and 1915. And it has become the first school with a science education for the girls. And Mr. Rabindranath Tagore visited this school, Pandit Motilal Nehru visited this school and campaigned for it, for women education in Old Delhi. So it is a two-storied Haveli with a Hindu and Islamic architecture and little bit of European influence in it. And the Haveli is 150 year old. So this is a typical style of architecture that you will witness after the Britishers started ruling the city. Prior to that, the Haveli that you see is more of a Mughal architecture. So with the change in the rule in the Mughal court, you will witness the change in the style of the architecture and the facades as well. So here we see a lot of European influence with the Muslim and the Hindu style of architecture. So this is a very interesting picture of the same temple with some 300 years difference. So the picture on my left is a picture of Naya Jain Mandir built by Raja Harsukrai. And Raja Harsukrai was a treasurer in the court of Akbar Shah II. And he built many temples in Old Delhi. And this one is in Dharampura area of Old Delhi. So Dharampura area was allotted to the Jain community by the Aurangzeb for their services as a banker in his court. So this structure is the main facade of the temple. So this facade and this are the same with the 300-year difference. So you can see how the the culture and the shift changed from this to the transformation is quite visible. So this is how the temple looks from inside. There's one interesting fact about this temple is that there is no electricity in the main compound of the temple, and it is open from 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. So historically, when Raja Harsuk, talking about the historical fact of it, when Raja Harsuk Rai commissioned this temple, it took almost 8 lakh rupees to construct it, and he ran out of money. And when the Agarwal community reached out to Raja Harsuk Rai, why the temple construction stopped, he told that I have exhausted all my fund, and the temple work should not be halted, and I need to collect money for the temple. So the Jain community, the Agarwal Jain community, contributed their money, and like the construction of the temple got completed. And the temple which he made himself, like which he was making himself, he later declared that it's a panchayati mandir, that it's a community mandir when the people contributed the money. So it was built. It is approximately 150-year-old temple, and in Dharampura there are almost 9 temples, Jain temples, all with a very beautiful and intricate carving on the ceiling. And with the help of the pictures, with the help of the stories, storytelling, they have utilized the old form of narrating the story through the pictures. So the artwork that you see on the ceiling, these work is all made up of gold. I think I don't have the inside picture, but yeah. So you can imagine the grandeur of the city, the level of architecture, the level of detailing that they used to have. And this is the courtyard that you will find the Havelis. Many people, when I posted this picture, many people thought that this is some Haveli, but this is a temple. But we have a similar structure in the Havelis in Old Delhi. So these are, we usually call it the Angan, and these are the Kateras. And and there's a small entrance which took us to inside the Haveli. We call it Devdi. So it gives a passage to enter inside a Haveli and little privacy to the people. And we in Old Delhi, we don't have the windows opening outside the alleys. We generally have the small alleys, the narrow alleys. The main idea is when there is a attack happening, or so it provides the more protection, and it do not provide the easy mobility to the army. The inner compound or the devdis or the angans give enough space to the people to breathe, and lighting space and the privacy from the outside world. So this is the typical Mughal Haveli, and also known as Sheesh Mahal. So the Sheesh Mahal was the Haveli of Ashraf Beg. He was a favorite wazir of Bahadur Shah Zafar. And in 1857, he some of his family members were killed. Some of his family members successfully flee off from the Shahjahanabad. And fortunately, I posted this picture on Facebook, and I got connected with his greater grandson. And he was just sharing his stories how like this Haveli used to have. It is a two courtyard Haveli, and it used to have a small fountain, a small ghantaghar near it, which unfortunately do not exist anymore. And after 1857, most of these mansions were emptied because there was a mass killing by the Britishers in Shahjahanabad, and killing to the point that there's not even a single tree in Shahjahanabad where they have not hanged the people or the people the freedom fighters. So whole of the Delhi was full of other trees, or the alleys were either there were people lying, or they were hanged on the trees. So it was a massacre that uh, like people like I remember my great grandmother was telling me that they never used to share what happened in 1857. She died at almost 180 when she was 108-year-old, but she shared her lineage with the Mughal. She was from the Mughal lineage, so uh, a lot of people in our area used to call her Mughlani Begum, and they used to have all these courtyard and the angans where these are closely associated with the activities and all. So after 1857, when the Haveli was emptied, they have started renting out these Havelis to a lot of company men and Baniyas who supported the Britishers. And this Haveli was later converted into the St. Stephen College. So St. Stephen College of Delhi University started from this Haveli with around 12 students, and 12 to 25 students. And till I think later it shifted to Kashmiri Gate, and which is now Election Commission office, and then it is shifted to the recent building, which is Delhi University's building. So the Saint Stephen College of Delhi University started from this Haveli. Talking about the bazaars of Shahjahanabad, so this is Elgin Market. This bazaar lead from Chavdi Bazaar to the Chandni Chowk, and this picture was taken after 1850, like after 1857 revolt, or much later that. There is no date mentioned about it. The Elgin Bazaar market is now popularly known as Naisadak, which is this is a famous book market now. And we used to have these handheld rickshaws there, but this is much more converted into the like electric rickshaws and all. But moreover, it is a similar mess that you witness now, which is occupied by the. When it comes to the small bazaars in Old Delhi, this is you will not witness the much of uh, changes except these wires hanging on our head, and the encroachment by the shopkeepers. But yeah, the rickshaws are still there. The similar like rush is there. So yeah, this is on my right. This is Lal Kuan Bazaar. On my left, this is Elgin Market, which is now Nice Sadak. But you see the similarity. They are of more of a the style and the pattern is similar. The culture is similar here. So this is a very famous Khush Dil Kulfi that you will find on our Old Delhi street. So coming to this, so in Old Delhi, each temple, each mosque, each gurdwara or each church is connected with a school. And if you come to Chani Chowk and you witness that these religious places were the hub of the education in Old Delhi, hub of the culture Old Delhi, and a way to connect to the community. So people used to come here for the for offering prayers, and they used to donate, and because with the donation that comes from the people, um, there used to be a school that is running with out of the donation, and the community service happening from these temple, gurdwaras, mosque. So if you come to the Chandni Chowk, you will see that there's a Gurdwara Sheesh Mahal. With the Sheesh Mahal, there's a school attached to it. With there's a church, with church Saint Stephen Church. There's a school attached to it. With like Anglo-Arabic school. So this is the Anglo-Arabic school, which is also known as Madrasa Ghaziuddin, which is also known as Delhi College. So it was established in 1650 by Ghaziuddin. He was the army commander in the Mughal court, and he established a madrasa outside Shahjahanabad, which is just next to the Ajmeri Gate, and now it is just next to the New Delhi railway station. So this beautiful compound is a 300-hectare compound with a mixture of Mughal architecture and Sir Syed Ahmad was alumni of this school. The first Prime Minister Liaquat Ali Khan, the first Prime Minister of Pakistan, Liaquat Ali Khan, was alumni of this school. And this school was an important infrastructure at the time of the 1857, because all the 1857 and to the point to the 1947 as well, because all the meetings were happening there for the revolt and for the freedom struggle. So Gandhiji, Pandit Nehru used to come here for the meetings. There used to be a big library here, and I think I have, there used to be a big library here. Just here is the mazar or tomb of Ghaziuddin, and it was you can say that it is one of the first institution in North India where they used to teach students for the modern education. It was there was a society where they were transcripting the Arabic text into the English language. They were transcripting they were working on the scientific research were happening in this compound and all. And till 1857, it used to function as the madrasa. After 1857, it became a Delhi college. Many prominent personalities studied from this college, and now the college shifted to a new building, which is now a Zakir Hussain College. But the Zakir Hussain College started from this compound, and presently this school is still functioning. So this is a 400-year-old, 400-year-old school, which is still running, and currently it is known as Anglo-Arabic Senior Secondary School, and many famous personalities are the alumni of the school, like Pandit Gulzar Ahmad Zushti is also an alumni of this school, and this school has contributed a lot in the freedom struggle. And though it is mostly the Muslim dominated, it's a Muslim school, but there was, when it comes to the education, till 1870s, 1880s, almost 70 to 80% students who were studying here were the non-Muslims. So and this is just a one mosque in the compound of the school. Coming to the culture of the food culture in Old Delhi, or you say impact of 1947 on Delhi. So in 1947, there are a lot of hotels like Garib Hotel or Rahmatullah Hotel came into existence. The main idea of these hotels is to have, after 1947, most of the elite class of the Muslim moved to the Pakistan, and there were people were suffering for the food. They don't have food to eat and all. And then a couple of people came up with an idea of starting the hotel for the people, where someone well-off families of Old Delhi can come, give money to the hotel owner, for the people. If there is a beggar coming, if there is a fakir coming, if there is someone who don't have money to afford the food, they can come to these hotels, or you can say dhabas, and they can have the food. So you just need to come to these hotels and ask if there is a food for them. As they just give the food to you free of cost. So like you can say these are the hotels where you can pay for someone else's food in advance. So in old Delhi there's a concept that nobody should go empty stomach. So no matter if you have money, if you are traveling, or if you are if you can afford or cannot afford food, the food is available to everyone. So yeah. So like uh, there are traditions in Old Delhi that are like in uh, in the culture that has become the culture of Old Delhi, and they are continuing from last several hundred years. So like if you say there is a Savari procession is like that was started by Bahadur Shah Zafar to like it is basically a storytelling about the Ramayana. In last 9 days of Diwali, there's a Savari procession start from Cycle Market, and it take a whole round from Chandni Chowk, Nai Sadak, Kinari Bazar, Lal Kuan, and it ended at Ramila ground. So similarly, there's a like procession start during the time of Muharram, and similarly during the time of Makar Sankranti, or you say that when there's a Jan festival happening in the city. So Shahjahanabad is a like city of festivals. Like every month you will witness there's a procession going on, people living together, people celebrating each other festival together. So like this picture is from the Muharram procession, and you see that there's a tazia stuck because of the wire hanging over our head, and like people from all walks of life, all communities are helping out, like getting this tazia out of this bazaar easily. So yeah, I was telling about my journey of starting documenting Delhi started from a library. So this is the library from where I have started my journey of documenting the Delhi. And this is named after a Islamic scholar called Hazrat Shah Waliullah. Hazrat Shah Waliullah. He was a Islamic reformer who translated Arabic Quran into Urdu, or Persian, into Persian, not Urdu, into Persian, because the Persian was a language of court at that time. And like most of the people who were living in Shahjahanabad either speak Persian or speak Urdu or the Hindustani Zaban. So he started translating Quran in Persian so that people can understand the Quran. So the library is named after him. So from this small library, they have around like 30,000 collection of the book, mostly in the Urdu. And the oldest manuscript that they have is almost 400-year old, which is on Mantak. And Mantak is like a psychology. And they have some 3,000 books, which is rare. Like you see these white books here. Like these are the rare books which dated back almost, the average age is 150-year old. They have Bhagavad Gita, they have Quran, they have pictorial Bhagavad Gita in Urdu, and they have letters, decrees which were written by the Britishers. They have by the Mughals. So they have this huge. This is a small room, but they have this huge collection of these relics and the books from all religions of life. So Old Delhi is there's a very mixed culture that you will witness in Old Delhi. People coming together, sharing their bread, celebrating each other's festival, and these are the people, these are the places that are keeping the spirit and the culture of Delhi alive. And like this gentleman is like coming to it, so you can see his clear picture. So this gentleman is Sikandar Mirza Changedi. and he's son of Naseem Mirza Changezi, who was a freedom fighter and companion of Bhagat Singh. When Bhagat Singh was hiding in Delhi, he was hiding at his home in Delhi. So his father told me that when he was hiding at his home, people recognize that he's a different, because it's a small area, it's a small hillock area, which is called Pahari Imli. And people recognize that there's someone else living in the alley. So he spoke to his friend who was living in Daryaganj that I have one guy from the Punjab who is living at my home, and people got to know about his whereabouts, and Britishers are looking for him. So, is it possible to transfer? Like, you can keep him to at your place. So then he then shifted Bhagat Singh from his place to other place, which is in Daryaganj. So Bhagat Singh used to go on a recce in the morning, and by evening he used to uh, like uh, sit at a piyao. Like he used to serve water at a Daryaganj mandi. So there's a sabzi mandi or vegetable market in the Daryaganj. There used to be a piyao or the water. So in Old Delhi, you will witness a lot of piyaos are there where people just sit there and offer water to the visitors who will be passing through the market. So he used to spend an hour or 2 hours there by like offering water. He used to wear the janayu and used to sit at the piyao and offer water to the visitor who were coming for the water. Um, so these all oral narratives are narrated by or shared by his father, Mr. Naseem Mirza Changedi, who died at the age of 108 year and in 2018. So this is his collection of the relics. So this guy is like Sikandar Mirza Changedi, share his lineage with Genghis Khan. He's from the 26th or 25th generation from the Genghis Khan. He shared his lineage with the Genghis Khan, and his family moved to Shahjahanabad with Shah Jahan. When Shah Jahan shifted his capital from Agra to Shahjahanabad, then his family is living in Shahjahanabad till from this time. So this is one of the like we call it the family tree. It is from the one of the collection he has at his home, which his father, him, and collected from over the years. And this is basically the family tree of the Prophet from the Adam to Prophet Muhammad. And this is all made up of gold, and it is approximately 120-year-old and the only copy in India. And this work is all gold, and this is made up of this is written on the parchment paper. So this is approximately 52 feet long. So if you scroll, open the full scroll, you have to go to the street to open in order to, open it fully. So, and here's this huge collection of the books, relics. So on my left, this is 120 or 130-year-old Bhagavad Gita. Mankrit Mahabharat. Okay, sorry. This is Mahabharat, which is written in Urdu, and it is approximately 120-year-old. And on my right, this is the Quran that is handwritten, and it is all with the gold and the black ink on a parchment paper or the. So this is he has this huge collection of the shave, which is of approximately 120-year-old. So it is written Ghafil tujhe kar gaya ye like देता है मनादी खालिक ने घड़ी उम्र की एक और घटा दी. So it's like कि खालिक is the god and गाफिल तुझे कर दिया ये देता है मनादी. That means that you are so neglected about this time that in your negligence the god has God has your time is running, and God has churned down the your time in the world. Like the time is running, so better you don't waste your time in the ghaflat. So this is his collection of like all these collection is 120-year old. He has huge collection of the daggers, hookahs, and the perfume bottles, which is like an average or age of his collection is approximately 120-year old or 100-year old, and this is all his family collection. So talking about the culture of Delhi, there are one aspect of Delhi that I learned throughout the 9 years, that the oral narrative, the oral history that I documented 2014 onwards. The whole idea of understanding Delhi's culture is through not through the books, but through the people, through the first-hand witness accounts. And these are the people who contributed a lot in 9 years of my research. And like more than the books, I have read these people. I have heard numerous stories by these people in last 9 years. I used to go to the library for 3 to 4 hours every day, not to read but to listen to these people. And this gentleman is Haji Mia Fayazuddin. If you talk about the culture of Old Delhi in last 50 years, there is not even a single chapter which is completed without his interview or the stories coming out of him. Haji Mia Fayazuddin is the educationist in Old Delhi. He used to own one of the first Old Delhi's hotel, which is also known as Haji Hotel, which is just next to the gate number 1 of Shahjahanabad. And people like Abida Parveen, Begum Akhtar, whenever they come to Delhi, they used to stay at his hotel, which is Haji Hotel. And like this is the picture is from 2018 when I was interviewing him and Ustad Iqbal Ahmad Khan and his big brother. And these people are Delhi in itself. They have numerous stories where they have narrated the culture of Delhi, how the people from the different culture segment and the procession used to go from the state, how in 1947, the first speech when it was given by the like people were moving out of Shahjahanabad, how this space has become the safe abode for everyone, Hindus and the Muslims, and how like we share our walls, our boundaries, we celebrate each other's festivals. So talking about the culture of Delhi, um, like uh, like it is the coexistence and living together and living in peace and sharing each other's bread. I think our festivals are not complete without each other's presence and the tahzeeb. To the fact when there is a procession going on Diwali or Sawari is going on Diwali, uh, the Muslim mashakwalas, or you can goat skin carriers, like in Old Delhi, you will find goat skin carriers who used to carry water and clean the waters. Because in earlier times, before the tap water came to our houses, there were mashakwalas who used to carry water in the goat skin and used to supply this water in the houses, in the alleys, and now this goat skin is replaced by the Bisleri bottle that you see in your houses, or we get the delivery in the houses. But in earlier time, it was the goat skin that used to carry these water, and they used to fill or clean these alleys through it. So when there is a Savari procession going on during the last 9 days of the Diwali or during the Navratri, these goat skin carrier make sure that the Savari through which the Ram and Lakshman Savari is going, the road should be clean. So they clean the road with this water. So, and mostly these carriers, like goat skin carriers or the mashakwalas, are the Muslims. And there's a ritual in Hindu household that the elderly women used to come with their grandsons or their sons, and they give money to the gods, like Mashakwala, and that iski nazar utaro, and like just to save their kids or grandsons or daughter from the evil eye, they offer money to these mashakwalas and ask them to throw the water in the in the way to Savari, so that if there is an evil eye on their grandson or daughter or son, they can be saved from it. So all these stories, narrations, like I used to hear these stories from these guys. So Haji Mia Fayazuddin is was Delhi in himself. If you sit with him for like an hour, like the moment you enter into his hotel, you will witness a warm welcome from him. No matter if he know you or not, he will like welcome you with a smile and offer you the chai, and with the view of Jama Masjid, he start narrating the story. I still remember my meeting with him. And this is the first time I met him, and he was like, he looked at me and asked, "What do you do?" Like, I told him that I document Delhi, and he looked toward the bazaar for a moment, and he was like, "There's a honking going on in the market, and people were, there's a mess all around it." And he looked towards the bazaar, and then look at me, and he was like, इस शहर बदहवास में जीना मुहाल है, इस शहर बदहवास में जीना मुहाल है, जो दिल्ली का हाल है वो दिल का हाल है. So like he was so disappointed with the state of Delhi, which he saw change in last like 40 to 60 years, that he shared a dissent that like the Delhi that you see today was not like that. When he used to go out, or we used to go out, people used to know each other. Now everybody is just running behind the money, and there is no aesthetics, there is no sense of managing a city. People encroaching the alleys, they and not regarding each other, not appreciating each other culture and all. And the culture is slowly depleting. And I think one major reason of depleting a culture is that the major shift of people moving, the original inhabitant moving outside the city, because the city is becoming like becoming more and more commercialized, and it has become like almost impossible for us to survive in our houses. Like when I see, I have when I like to go into flashback of last 20 years, I see the Havelis turning into the flats, and it is directly impacting the culture of Delhi. Like because in Havelis we used to have angans. The angans have a specific activity associated with it. We used to have the bathhuts. We used to have the darwazas. In fact, the Haveli darwaza were designed in a way that they used to have two kundas. One is the bigger one is the smaller one, and these two kundas or the have the significant. If the bigger kunda is someone is knocking the bigger kunda, that means a male is standing on the door, and the smaller kunda is not. It is just like the female is standing on at the door, want informal permission to come inside. He will knock it once, and she will knock it once and just enter inside the house. So people will know, okay, a woman is entering into a house. But if a man is entering into a house, he will knock the bigger kunda, and he has to stop at the gate until someone from the inside come and open a door for him. So everything was crafted in a way, and like while the door is open, there is a small devri which give a privacy to the people living in the city, house. And then there is a big angan where the angans were the important part of our culture. These havelis were having 20 rooms, 25 rooms, big rooms. Everybody is living in their room. But when you're entering inside, like going out, there is no chance that you will not interact with a family member or person living sharing haveli space with you. So these interaction bring people closer. It activate the avenues where you connect with each other more on a cultural term, organize cultural activities, get involved into the festivities, and these angans were the cultural spaces of the havelis, and these angans have built the cultural spaces for the small culture spaces for the families. And when angans was cannot accommodate the people, then we used to have the community centers in our alleys where multiple people from the communities can come and celebrate the events together. So these small activities activate the whole cultural ecosystem. It created a ripple effect, and each element of our houses were closely associated with the with our culture. But eventually, unfortunately, in the last 20 years, these havelis were raised down by the builders. It turned into the flats, and the whole culture got shifted. Now, most of the people who are living in the flats do not know about the person who is living in the haveli, all the cultural activities which made the city livable are gradually dying. I think how things will be move forward, we have no idea. But yeah, we are trying our best to save it. So this is how these guys used to sit. This is Ustad Iqbal Ahmed Khan. He was the Khalifa of Dilli Gharana, which is the oldest Khayal Gaiki Gharana. So the Dilli Gharana started from the Red Fort, and the two Gharanas were started from the Red Fort. One is Dilli Gharana, one is Jaipur Gharana, and so the Dilli Gharana started from the Mosaic, still continued from the Mosaic Mandir. He expired last year. We lost him to we lost him after COVID, but his Gharana is still continued. The Dilli Gharana was started by Hazrat Amir Khusro, and it was a 750-year-old Gharana, almost seven. I don't know the exact number, but it's approximately 700-year-old Gharana, which is still into the legacy of legacy is still continued. Now his daughter is leading the Gharana, Wusat Iqbal, and this is the unfortunately this is the iconic picture which I took back in 2018 and then 2019, and then the COVID happened in 2020. And this is just before his dream project called Dilli Darbar. And none of these people are alive anymore, unfortunately. But these people were Delhi in itself, and were the icons of Delhi's culture. And this is the picture where he is just reading one of the couplet from his diary, which was he's reading one of the couplet of Ustad Chand Khan Sahab, who was his grandfather, who taught him the Khayal Gaiki and the Indian classical music teacher. And yeah, these are some pictures from our streets, from our alleys. So in Old Delhi, you will when Shah Jahan, and this is the culture which is still continue in Old Delhi. When Shah Jahan built this city, most of the army women were on war, and the women used to live in these alleys and the havelis, and and Shah Jahan ordered that all the merchants who were in in the bazaars, they first need to go door to door or alley to alley, and sell their items, fruits, shawls, or the clothes in the havelis, in the bazaars first, and then come to the market and open the market. So because of this activity, there is a whole culture of voice. Like there is a book called Dilli ki Abazein. So whenever these people enter inside the havelis or the alleys, they used to attract the customers. They used to call people by storytelling. Even the style that they are narrating. Suppose if he is um uh, like selling kakriyan, so he will sing a song कि लैला की पसलियां और something like मजनू की पसलियां लैला की उंगलियां आ जाओ भाई आ जाओ खा लो ककड़ियां. So इस तरीके से just to attract the visitors from the Haveli, because we have a small like opening outside the gullies, and people used to hang outside their windows, call the person inside the Haveli, and then like you have the luxury of having like kulfis, chaat, pakoras, shopping in your house. So much before Zomato, much more before Amazon, Shah Jahan activated this house delivery without the internet in Shah Jahanabad. So yeah. So this is the last slide of the of this presentation. So there's a lot to say about Shahjahanabad, and I think I can keep talking and talking and talking about the culture and the city that I have rigorously documented, try to save this culture through heritage walk, cultural events, mushairas, and in last 9 years, I have tried to spread awareness about these pictures, these storytelling narration, and there's a lot to offer by this city.
Hi, Abu. Thank you so much. That was such an interesting talk. Really enjoyed seeing all these lovely photographs. Some are real treats. And as a book lover, the library one was particularly nice. And I really dying to go and visit. Which is one of the questions from somebody. They want to know, how do you go and visit? I think somebody had asked that. Gaurav had asked, how do we visit the library if we want to go?
So the library open from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. Every day, and from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. In the night. So this is a very unique library.
Wow. Yeah.
So, and this is the only library where there are no seats. You have to sit on the floor. And if you like forget your glasses, then they have they have the huge collection of the glasses. So if you by any chance forget your glasses, you can have like just ask them to offer you glasses. And now they have recently they have added the phone chargers as well.
Oh,
so yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So and apart from that, they keep serving you tea, so that you don't get bored, and if they don't have any book and you're especially a researcher, so they will arrange the book for you, no matter whether this is the rarest book or not, they will arrange these books for you. So more than the information, these people are quite open, and more than the books, the people who come in this library are, each individual is equal to 100 books. So my knowledge of Delhi and the culture comes from these amazing people I met in this library from last 9 years. Yeah.
Would you just be able to put the name of the library in the chat at the end so that everyone gets it?
Sure. So the name of the library is Hazrat Shah Wali Ullah Library. It is just next to the Jama Masjid, gate number 1. And so far, this library has supported the education of around 24,000 students in last 30 years.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think my connection was a bit weak. Yeah. Okay. All right. So everyone, I think it's in the chat if you want to see it. Okay, there were a couple of other questions.
Mhm.
Renu said the very first picture was the Pakiza set inspired by that.
Okay. Because I recently found this picture. Yeah, I recently found this picture in the archive collection.
Okay.
And this is like there's no description available for that, but yeah, thank you for the addition in the information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody else was asking, what is that? Was that inside the Red Fort?
Which one? The Jama Masjid picture, the first picture.
Yeah,
So just a minute. Let me open it. The first picture with the Rajdhani Ki Raz title.
that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, this is from the inside the Red Fort. So so this is the painting. Like if you want, I can send you over the email. So this painting is painted by Madar Ali Khan, and he depicted the Meena Bazar, the Meena Bazar and the Asadullah Khan Chowk and Jama Masjid view from the Red Fort. So yeah, the viewpoint, vantage point is the Red Fort only.
Okay. And Atma was also asking, what's Pahadi, Bhojla, and Khojla?
So the Shahjahanabad is built on a hillock. So there are three hillocks, which is and these are the lower range of the Shivalik range. And so Shahjahanabad, just to provide the security to the city and all, it is built near because there's a good vegetation. It was just next to the Yamuna River. So Pahadi Imli, Pahadi Bhojla, and Pahadi Khojla. Bhojla was a Daku, during the time of Delhi Sultanate, and Bhojla and Khojla were the Dakus during the time of the Delhi Sultanate. So they used to live there. So that was these Pahadis were popular for like Pahadi Bhojla after the name of the dacoits during the time of the Delhi Sultanate. So Pahadi Bhojla, Pahadi Khojla, and Pahadi Imli. Pahadi Imli because there were a lot of like Imli trees on these Pahadi.
Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Okay, there was another question about the oldest school. Somebody said, isn't the Anglo-Arabic school in the walled city one of the oldest?
Yeah, Anglo-Arabic school is the one of the oldest school. It was established in 1650s by Ghaziuddin, and it is the oldest madrasa. Then that it converted into Delhi College, and then the Anglo-Arabic school was started here. And when talking about the Indraprastha Hindu school, it is the oldest girls' school where there was a science knowledge, science was introduced. So, like it was established in 1904, but the oldest school is Anglo-Arabic Senior Secondary School. But when we talk about the school with the women education and the science knowledge, science stream, it is the Indraprastha Hindu school.
Okay. Then there was another, and also Nandini also said that there's a recent history of the school that's been brought out by Professor Azra Razak.
Yeah. So Professor Azra Razak was fortunately was a manager when I was studying in school. I studied in the same school, and in her book you will read a chapter about me as well. I'm quoting in the book, quoted in the book. So she was she was documenting a lot of thing about the school, and I think the book that she wrote is the present times historical account of the school, and like what the school is presently going through, what are the challenges the school is facing, because this school has produced the students who have made a remarkable impact in the society. If you talk about Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, if you talk about the founder of Jamia Millia Islamia, the founder of Jamia Hamdard, and first Prime Minister of Pakistan, or Gulzar Ahmad Zushri, who was a famous poet, and there are famous scientists that were passed out from this school. So, but if you see the condition of the school today, it is totally into a neglected state, and and there are people who are trying to get the school back to the glory. So I think Dr. Azra Razzaq book is a great contribution. And if people can really make an impact through like after reading her book and come collectively for this school, for this institution, which is the pride of the country, then it would have like create a great impact in next several 100 years as well. I think Professor Azra Razzaq also fought with the authorities to start open this school for the girls. So in 2011, the school was again open for the girls
Okay.
after 100 years.
Wow. That's really interesting. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, 2-3 more questions. Jyoti was asking if Chandni Chowk's name was coined by who and what is the significance?
So Chandni Chowk, which you see today presently, is like we call it the whole bazaar as Chandni Chowk. But in the initial days, it was divided into 3 bazaar. One is from Red Fort till Dariba Kala. It was the Urdu Bazaar. And then from Urdu Bazaar till from the Gariba Bazaar till the Gurdwara Seshganj, it was known as Kacheri Bazaar because where the Gurdwara Seshganj stands today, there used to be a Kacheri, Mughal Kacheri was there. So till 1857, there was a Kacheri. When the Britishers recaptured it, the Kacheri then was handed over to the Sikh regiment, and then they made a Gurdwara there. Apart from the like that was it was a point where the Aurangzeb ordered to be had that guru, 10th Guru, but it was also a point where like after the Britishers recapture, a lot of people were murdered there. Like in after 1857 it was, they used to hang these people there, and like they were standing in the rows, and like they were just coming forward, like they were hanging the people, and then the next were coming, and it was depressing to the point where the station master wrote that if it keeps happening, then I will die out of the depression, and or I will kill myself. I cannot see it anymore. So till the Gurdwara, it was the Kacheri Gate. From the Kacheri Gate, like from Kacheri Bazaar till the Kacheri Bazaar start from the Gurdwara and goes till Balli Maran. From Balli Maran, it starts the Fatehpuri Bazaar. So the Chandni Chowk was the small pond, a chalk, because a bazaar, Chandni Chowk cannot be a bazaar because chalk is the point where the different routes meet together. So
Yes.
it used to be the pond where which was next to the Jahanara Sarai. So the Jahanara Sarai, there used to be a big sarai that was built by Jahanara for the visitor, and it was compared. Police Vito compared it with the 5-star hotel of that time. And after 1857, like Britishers raised down this sarai, and like they converted it into a present time town hall. You see, there's a town hall, and that like the chalk that used to be there, they built a Ghantaghar, and which was in like 1940s or 60s. It was because it was not the structure was not very good, so it fell down, and this is now an empty space there, empty space now. And they recently renovated it, but the Britishers could not pronounce the whole the bazaar, so they started calling the whole bazaar as the Chandni Chowk.
Okay.
So, but initially it was a point where it used to moonlight used to fall on the chalk, and it was one of the favorite point for the Jahanara. So Jahanara built a one very big garden from the from Fatehpuri Bazaar till Red Fort. So just behind the Sarai, Jahanara Sarai, there is a big garden called Begum Ka Bagh, and on the roadside there is a bazaar. So Begum Ka Bagh was only meant for the women's, royal women, and they used to organize events. These were the time where they spend most of their time in the garden. These gardens were the pleasure gardens with a lot of flowers, a lot of fruits, a lot of activities for the women happening there, and no men were allowed in the bazaar or in the garden.
Okay.
Yeah.
change. The other way around.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking if you're planning to write a book on all these experiences.
Yeah, I think there is a lot of historical books in terms of 1857 is written, 1947 is written. I am documenting old Delhi from 2014 onwards. So I'm planning to write a book, which will be the first-hand witness account of myself, how I saw the change in the culture of Delhi in last like 20 to 25 years.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm planning a book called Purani Dilli Walo Ki Baatein, because that's my love affair with this city or its people.
yeah.
So yeah, but that will be more of a the first-hand witness account, rather than the history book from the 1857 or the 1947. Yeah,
Well, it sounds just as interesting as any other book, I think.
yeah, yeah.
There is another question for you. Will you be covering Jashan-e-Rekhta in this year in December?
Yeah, we are part of Just Rekha from last 5 years, so we will be part of Rekha this year as well.
Okay. And where can we find the documentary that BBC created in collaboration with you a while back?
So you can find this documentary on YouTube. If you want, you can DM me and I can send you the documentaries that I have made for Hindustan Times. So
Okay.
on YouTube, you just need to go as Purani Dilli Mobile Story. This is the 8 series documentary that I produce with the team of Hindustan Times.
Okay.
And then there's a documentary that I produce with BBC. And there's one documentary that I have produced for the Independent Urdu, like it's a UK-based newspaper. So if you want, I can share the link with you. You just need to read, like just message me on Instagram, or and I'll share the links with you.
Sure. Or if you could share the links with Khaki, we'll put it up on
Sure,
our thing as well.
sure. We'll do that.
All right. I think other than that, there are no more questions, but there's a lot of praise for this really fantastic talk. I really, really
Thank you
interesting.
so much.
Everybody is waiting for your book. So I hope it's going to be coming out soon.
Yeah.
And thank you once again from Khaki for
Thank you
doing
so much for inviting. This is one of the first talk that I have hosted, like I have delivered.
it was
Yeah.
really wonderful, and you just amazing feedback from everybody. So I hope you
Thank
do
you so
many
much.
more, all your knowledge is spread to more people as well.
Inshallah. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much for inviting. Yeah.
Thanks for joining Khaki. Please log on next week as well. Thank you.
Sure.